Hello, I'm Heather Staines. This talk is entitled, What is Metadata, including persistent identifiers or PIDs, and why you should care. Konnichiwa. 今日は皆さんとお話しできることを楽しみにしています。私はデルタシンクという会社のコンサルタントです。私は出版社や図書館など学術コミュニケーションの分野で多くの人々と仕事をしています。大学時代は三鷹の国際キリスト教大学に交換留学生として在籍し、そのご家族と共に盛岡に住んでいました。今私はアメリカのコネティカット州に住んでいます。私には成人した息子が2人、幼い孫が1人、犬が2匹います。私はカラオケと SF を読むのが大好きです。メタデータに関する音楽作品も書いています。はじめまして。First, a brief overview of my talk today. What you should know about me. Metadata, an example from close to home. Metadata in scholarly publishing. The benefits of metadata in scholarly publishing. How metadata improves trust in research. A few examples and tools. And the future of metadata in scholarly publishing. So first, who am I? As I've already mentioned in Japanese, I am a senior consultant at a company called Delta Think. I also manage Delta Think's data and analytics tool, which helps libraries and publishers track progress of open access content and subscription content, and helps libraries forecast costs. I've worked in scholarly communications for more than 25 years. I serve on many standards committees and many working groups. I've been a member of the Counter Board of Directors. I currently sit on the board of directors for NASIG, which is a library association. I'm the president of the Society for Scholarly Publishing. You might know it as SSP. I'm also a member of the NISO Transfer Committee when journals move around from publisher to publisher. I also work with the International STM Association on projects like Get Full Text Research, Get FTR, and Seamless Access. First, I thought I'd start with an everyday example, cell phone metadata. This is how we utilize metadata and depend on metadata every day, literally in our pockets or our bags. Metadata, as you know, is data about the data. So let's take this example. Key components of cell phone metadata would include the caller and receiver IDs, the phone numbers, the service providers that can be used to manage billing for cell service or monitor service quality, the different cell phone towers and geolocation services. This can help find a phone's location and also track it over time. The call duration and the timing also result in metadata. That would be the length of the call, the start time, and the end time. Note that the metadata is not the content of the call itself. So now let's look at metadata in the context of scholarly publishing. If we take the example of a book, the metadata includes, but is not limited to, the title, the author or authors, the publisher, the publication date, an ISBN, or if the book is in a series, also an ISSN, the digital object identifier, or DOI. If we take an example of a journal article, then the metadata includes the article title, the authors and their affiliations, the journal, including volume and issue, and maybe page number even, the publisher, the ISSN for the journal, the DOI, could also include a grant ID or a DOI for the grant. But wait, there's more. And this also includes persistent identifiers or PIDs. You may have heard of ORCID, which is an author identifier. There are also institutional identifiers. ROR is one example, and Ringgold is another. There are identifiers for funders, part of the Open Funder Registry. There are identifiers for projects. Those are called Research Activity Identifiers, or RAIDs. The abstract can be part of the metadata, the keywords. There could also be identifiers for parts of the article, including graphs and charts, or identifiers for any code used in the article. You can also think that it could be helpful to include in metadata the type of license that the content carries. If, for example, it's a CC BY license, which can help you know when you can reuse that article. Metadata can provide the location of code or data that is a supplemental material for that article. And within the article itself, some disciplines include research resource identifiers, or RRIDs, that are very useful in reproducibility. But there's more than this, but this should give you an idea of the wide universe of metadata and PIDs. Now, what are the benefits of metadata in scholarly publishing? Metadata helps readers find information quickly, makes those articles searchable in digital libraries and findable in online databases. For example, when you put keywords in, like artificial intelligence, it's the metadata for the article that helps bring up the search results. Metadata improves visibility for articles. Articles with good metadata are easier for researchers to discover. This can mean more people read an article, cite an article, and share an article. Metadata can promote accessibility, both for humans and also for machines. Readers who use assistive technology, like visually impaired readers who use screen reading services to do their research, benefit from metadata. And elements like alt text, which describes what is happening in an image, a chart, or a figure, provide better understanding. Furthermore, metadata supports linked data. The use of PIDs helps connect articles and elements together. That could be to code, or that could be to data. It can help make those broader connections. Metadata also supports long-term preservation. It ensures that articles can still be found even many years later after publication. It helps ensure that articles can be rendered using future tools. So it prevents important research from being lost over time. Metadata can also help improve trust and integrity, two very important issues for today. Metadata ensures correct attribution to make sure the right authors get credit for their work. Many authors can have the same names or very similar names, so metadata can help that. Metadata supports reproducibility and collaboration. Researchers can use metadata to validate parts of the study or check results. Metadata supports findability of data for data sharing and data reuse. Can clarify the purpose of a study so that readers and researchers who want to build upon those findings or their results can do so. Also supports ethical publishing. Metadata tracks the publication process. It can identify if one of the authors has a conflict of interest. can identify funding sources for the research and also track the affiliations of everyone involved. Just a few examples on the practical side and the tool side. If you've ever used a service like Google Scholar or a collaboration platform like ResearchGate, it's the metadata that helps you search for articles by title, by author, or by topic. There are important tools that help create metadata. Both publishers and researchers may use these tools like Crossref, ORCID, or EndNote to create, manage, and track metadata. It's often said that quality metadata should be fair, FAIR, which stands for findable, accessible, interoperable, and reusable. So what is the future of metadata in scholarly publishing? Metadata is more important than ever. As machines become readers and consumers of content, the role of metadata, especially those persistent identifiers or PIDs, will continue to increase. So what should you do? Pay attention to metadata when reading or writing research articles or books or other types of scholarly output. It's not just about writing or publishing a good article. It's about making sure that others can find it and use your research. Sign up for an ORCID if you don't already have one. Here's mine. For further information, we have a website, deltathink.com, and you can always email me with any questions. I'm happy to do a demo of our data and analytics tool. You can sign up for that online. You can also get more information on initiatives that the International STM Association has, like Get Full Text Research and Seamless Access, by going to those websites. Thank you very much for listening today, and I look forward to hearing any questions or comments that you may have. Thank you.